Well, Dad, it's been 3 long weeks, but it's over. We won, baby. Woo! Woo! Yeah. We beat Maine. We are 5-4 now. So, yeah. Very glad that we won that game.
Maine Bears.
The Black Bears, as a matter of fact.
Black Bears. Forgot about that. Yeah, I didn't want to leave that out.
Baylor, just the Bears.
Okay, yeah.
But
we'll take it.
yeah, we beat Maine, and OU fans are still complaining. But hey, we beat Maine, so
we beat Maine. So
glad we beat Maine.
Let's do the intro.
Yes, as always, this is another episode of Days of Us Sooners, where we talk about the never-ending soap opera that is Oklahoma Sooners football. I am your host, Britton Summers. I'm here with my co-host. He is also my dad, Todd. How you doing, Dad?
Doing great. How are you, Britt?
I'm doing pretty good. A bit tired. It was a long day at the house, and we also voted today. You're like, Britton, wake up. We're going voting. So,
Gotta be an American.
Yeah, that's true. But anyway, we did that, and then I went up to my class, and we didn't have class, and I work at the TV station over there, so I did that for a little bit, and now I'm back home. And I'm getting used to this time change.
Did they text you to say that the class was canceled?
He did text to, he would let us go vote, but he didn't say specifically we wouldn't have class.
Okay, better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Good job.
Anyway, time change.
Whew.
I hate it.
Not a fan.
I don't like it when it happens.
No, I don't either. It's about, 6 months till it changes back, so looking forward to that.
Yeah. Anyway, but we beat Maine. That's the important part.
We beat Maine. First time we've ever played a team from the state of Maine is what I heard.
Really?
That's what I heard.
Well,
they may only have one team in Maine for all I know, so. You ever been to the state of Maine?
No.
I heard it's beautiful up there.
I know Stephen King lives there.
Ooh.
The famous horror writer.
Is that where he was born, or?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so he came up with all that stuff. Raised in Maine.
Yeah, a lot of his books take place in Maine as well. So
that's nearly Canada, isn't it?
Yes, it used to be Massachusetts, but they had to. They were making compromises back in the day because of slavery. So they kind of pulled they kind of did what they call the old ass pull, and that's how Maine came into existence.
Okay.
Because they had to balance slave and free states.
Well, I appreciate the update. So I did not know that. So how does it feel to get back in the win column?
It felt good. For a minute there, I was starting to worry we'd never go back. But you know what? We did. What did I tell you? We were going to win a game. Hopefully 2, but we'll get into that. Team looked good for the most part. Running game looked a lot better.
Yeah, now you missed the start of the game.
Yes, I did.
Had you a little something going on there?
Yes, I was talking to a friend of mine about his book.
Okay.
And he's an early bird, and he's like, well, let's do it. And I didn't know the weather would cause... because it was going to start at 1:30.
Right.
So I'm like, plenty of time.
Right.
And then it started at 11, but I couldn't back out. So I'm like, crap. So, it was a debacle.
Yep. So when you got in there...
Well, it wasn't a debacle. It went well, but it was just kind of...
When you got in there, we were up 14-7, right? How did you feel when you saw that we were actually winning the game?
I was glad we were winning, but I unwisely looked on OU Twitter, and they were acting like we were going to lose the damn game.
How was I acting?
You were acting like we were losing.
And you understand that Maine is not a powerhouse, right?
Yeah, no. But we managed to get our act together, and we started giving them pain.
Pain for Maine. Bad news for the Black Bears. Yeah. That's what we should have delivered to a team like that, right? Right.
And so, I'd say we did. It was like 62-14.
59-14.
59-14.
So, first drive, OU goes 3 and out. You missed that part.
Oh, boy.
Was not happy. That's talking about your dad. I was not happy. And then they drive down 9 plays, 68 yards, and score a touchdown. We're down 7-0 to the Maine Black Bears.
Yeah.
I'm beside myself.
I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah, what's going on here? We're going to lose to Maine? What happened here? This is the John Blake era, so this is what I was thinking. So anyway.
And then we scored a touchdown.
Yeah, Javante Barnes, little 70-yard scamper there, got knocked, or they said he was knocked out at the 1-yard line or 2-yard line, something like that. But he ends up scoring a 3-yard touchdown after that. We're tied 7-7, and then we scored another touchdown, and we're up 14-7, and then we ended up scoring 4 touchdowns, and we're up 35-7 at halftime. So, how you feeling at halftime?
I was feeling pretty good, actually. Yeah. I was like, I think we would really have to we would have to utterly collapse to lose this game. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking we got it. Mm-hmm. Wasn't like Mississippi State where I was like, oh, could we have it? I was like, okay, I think we have it. So I take a shower.
That was Ole Miss.
So I take a shower.
Yeah.
I get out, and then the game starts again. Mm-hmm. We score some more. I think they get a touchdown, which is like, it sucks, but whatever.
Mm-hmm. It sucks. Favorite play of the game? Did you have a favorite play of the game?
Probably when we were backed up at like the 10 or 5, and Jackson scampering around over there, launches it in the air to J.J. Hester, who scores a touchdown.
90 yards, longest touchdown at Owen Field ever. Passing.
Really?
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I saw that on the coach's show. So 90 yards. He didn't even know it.
Not bad, Jackson.
JJ didn't even know it. So
not bad, Jackson.
Yeah. So the problem with that play, in my opinion, is it didn't come open initially. He wasn't open. Like they didn't run a play and it scored a touchdown. It was like he scrambled. And then
he found a guy.
JJ broke up the field and he found a guy, which was a good pass. JJ caught it, so I'm not complaining too much. But I'm still concerned. Mm-hmm. This offense. What'd you think of the offense overall?
Well, I'm glad we're actually scoring, so that's a good thing. Running game looks pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it should look good against junior high team.
Passing game.
We still haven't passed for 300 yards this year.
Yeah, I mean, we still have all of our guys out. You know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
But
are we gonna get some guys back this week?
I hope so. Anything? I've heard some rumors that Burks might come back. Mm-hmm. So
I've heard Farouk might.
I have heard that as well.
Boy, that'd be nice.
But yeah, I've been kind of disappointed in guys like Brennan Thompson. You know, he was good last year.
Yeah.
He was, man, Dylan was throwing it to him all day. Mm-hmm. Was he here last year? Well, I think he was.
Yeah, he was. And then even Jackson had a long pass to him, and he was actually dominating against Arizona until he got a concussion. So
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, he got hit, and I can't remember exactly what happened. But
I mean, I don't know what happened with him.
I don't either. Maybe it's the offense. I don't know. Maybe it's the offensive line doesn't. He's good at just running straight down the field, outrunning everybody, and getting a pass thrown to him. Now, my favorite play of the game was when our lineman blows the guy off of his feet, comes running up to him, and then slaps down on him. Eddie Pierre-Louis. I think he's a freshman, so that was my favorite. I love a little nasty in an offensive lineman. I like that. Yeah, that's what we need on this offensive line.
I think we got a penalty on that one.
I didn't care. I liked it. We haven't shown any nasty all year on that offensive line, so I'm hoping somebody got fired up about that. So that was good. So let's see here. Barnes, 200 yards rushing.
Yeah, that dude was killing it out there.
Even against a lousy team, 200 yards rushing is always impressive. So I was happy to see that. And how you feeling about Joe John Finley's offense? We've seen a couple weeks of this.
He's looking better. It's better.
Looks a little more cohesive, a little more rhythm.
It feels like there's like competence with the play calling. Mm-hmm. It doesn't feel like they're all lost out there, where it's just like, what is this? Mm-hmm. Finley actually looks like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he's, I did try to give Latrell some grace because he's all of his wide receivers are out.
Yeah.
But look at this. Finley's working with what he's got, and he's getting it down the field. So I mean, Luttrell's. I think it's confirmed. Seth Luttrell's a freaking clown.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know how he. I don't know how he got over. Well, he had that good Arizona game, but I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Make sure I'm not around when you walk up to him and call him a clown. So.
I'm not gonna say it to the guy's face.
I don't want to be there. If you do, I don't want to be there. So you have to deal with that one on your own. So yeah, I agree. They look a lot more cohesive. There looks like it's got a bit of a rhythm to it. The running plays seem like they've got a design. They're kind of taking some angles where the back can kind of find a hole. And
it gives me some more hope for the rest of the season. I don't know if we're gonna, shock Alabama or anything like that. I'm trying not to look that far ahead, but we may look more respectable by the end of the year. Please don't let me eat my words here.
Yep. Yep.
But better is what I'll say.
Better's better. Better is better. So
I mean, that Luttrell offense didn't look like it knew what it was doing. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
With Finley, it looks like they know what's going on. So I mean, it was just
Yeah.
It was
not happy to see the defense kind of not on edge. What are we doing here? Letting them score a touchdown on the first drive. That's 3 games in a row where we've let the opposing offense score a touchdown on the first drive. South Carolina got the interception, but then they scored a touchdown immediately. Ole Miss takes it right down, scores on us, and then Maine scores on us. I mean, we're supposed to have, some people are calling it an elite defense. I don't think you let Maine go down and score a touchdown on the first drive and call yourself elite. They're a very good defense, better than we've seen around here in maybe a decade or so, but not elite. So that worries me a bit. But they got their act together, and they didn't allow...
only allowed 14 points. So,
and we had a kind of a nice little punt return there. Remember, I said
I
thought he was going to maybe score there. So
and then a flag.
They call that thing back?
I think a little bit.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. But anyway.
Good run, though.
Yeah, Schmitty, seems like he's doing pretty good. He had that one little nervous kick there that made us a little nervous, right?
Yeah.
Little sideways kick. And we were like, what was that? Schmitty's back? Oh, no. And then he came through and went ahead and kept his streak alive. So. Okay, well, there's not much to say about Maine, right?
No, not really.
That's a game we're supposed to kill him. We did kill him, so...
We have some more confidence now.
A little confidence builder. Hey, this is how it looks like when you're dominating.
This should have happened like 6 weeks ago, but
yeah.
Better late than
Houston
never.
Bad. Should have beaten Temple. Much worse. Played a good game against Tulane. I'll give us that. And then obviously beat Auburn. So 5-4. We got a winning record. Just gotta get this one right here. Gotta get this one. You ever heard of the Missouri Tigers?
Yes, they were. We were rivals with them back in the day, weren't we?
Mm-hmm. Overall lifetime record 67, 24, and 5 ties. Does that sound like a rival to you?
Not a particularly ferocious one.
That's right. Yeah, we've dominated the Tigers over the years. Now we're a little down now.
Mm-hmm.
They say they're up. They're 6-2, right?
Though they've been playing down the competition, though, so
yeah.
I think they're beatable. I think we can beat them.
Mm-hmm. And Alabama put a beating on them, 34-0. They had a bye week this week. Why is the SEC giving everybody a bye week before they play us? Texas had a bye week before they played us.
Well, we had a bye week before we played them as well.
Well, hey, I'm just making a point here, okay? South Carolina, bye week. Ole Miss, bye week. Now this, Missouri. What are they giving Alabama a bye week also? I don't know. We got a bye week. We got a bye week before Alabama, so maybe we'll get a break there. So now, one thing as I was looking up this team is there was a traveling trophy between Missouri and Oklahoma from 1940 through 1974. You have any idea about this? Did you ever hear about this? Yeah, and I didn't either. I never heard of it, but it was the Tiger Sooner Peace Pipe.
Okay.
I wonder what that was all about.
I don't know.
Well, what I heard was it would belong to Chief White Eagle of the Pawnee tribe, and it was shared back and forth from 1940 to 1974. I wonder if they were smoking anything in that.
So
thing.
what are they bringing it back? Why are you bringing
no,
this
I just
up?
happened to see it in my investigation of the game.
Okay.
So just didn't know that. I'm just sharing extra stuff for the fans here that they may not know. Just some trivia there.
Fair enough.
In case that comes up on a Trivial Pursuit card. So, Peace Pipe. Tigers versus Sooners.
Yeah.
Okay. Games at 6:45 p.m. We get to sleep in for sure.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it was kind of
nice.
good that they moved that game because there was a big storm after that, and then they had a rain delay there in Stillwater. They didn't. I hate those rain delay games, right?
Mm-hmm. Happened with Kansas last year.
Yeah,
wasn't fun.
No, they're not fun, and so that worked out real nice that that game got done with. But 6:45 start. This is the game, Britt.
Yep.
This is the game.
Yep.
Bowl streak on the line. 25 years in a row we've
just given up on beating Alabama and LSU.
Has the team given up? No.
I was talking about the fan base. I'm not talking about the team.
Your old man being part of the fan base? Yes. You giving up on that, or we do that? Hey, if we beat Missouri and get some confidence,
I mean, that would be great.
Sky's the limit. We lose to Missouri. See you next year.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Hey. Giving up.
I don't know. It's been so up and down this year.
That's why we call it Days of Our Sinners, isn't it? Right. Yeah. Boy, that'd be a big win to beat Alabama, wouldn't it?
Yes.
That would make the year, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. Missouri, though, I think we can beat them. Mm-hmm. We just need to play consistently, not make too many mistakes, and we'll be golden.
Mm-hmm. Missouri at home only favored by 1.5 points. And I heard that the betting is on the Sooners, and maybe we might be favored in that game now. I don't know that to be true, but I'm hearing that. So hearing rumors from friends and Twitterverse.
Uh-huh.
So I think that it's not.
I like
out of the
those
realm.
odds.
Yeah. Now their quarterback, which I don't know much about, Brady Cook, injured versus Alabama, may not play.
Oh boy.
Maybe a break for the Sooners.
Well, we'll see. As I've noticed in a couple of their games, like they played Vanderbilt, they played Auburn. They have a nasty habit of playing down to competition. So, hopefully they'll underestimate us, and we can just
get it,
punch them right in the mouth, as you like to say.
Hey, it is Missouri.
That's true.
We punched them in the mouth several times, and they didn't have any answer. Right?
Like that Big 12 game you went to, like when I was, God, how old was I? Like 10? Yeah. 9 or 10?
Yeah. Jeremy Macklin, they were rated number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma, freezing. Boy, it was cold that night. Oh, man. Kansas City, oh, it was so cold. I hate the cold, too, right?
Yeah. You even have a shirt about that.
Yeah. I have a shirt about how much I hate the cold. Or how much I love. Oh, no, it says I don't do winter, right?
Yeah, or I wasn't made for winter.
I wasn't made for winter. Yes, I do have but it was so cold, but it was nice and warm.
It was a nice day.
It was a nice day. Yeah. We beat them real good. Beat them real good. That's when they had Booger Eater Chase Daniels, the quarterback. Oh. Remember him? He's got caught eating a booger on the sidelines.
Oh.
Probably don't remember that. You were only 10 years old.
Oh,
so.
yeah. I remember.
Jeremy Macklin, big-time receiver they had, too. We spanked him.
Oh.
Problem was, DeMarco Murray got hurt in that game, and we ended up losing the game. This is the year I took you to the
Orange Bowl?
Yeah,
that's...
And DeMarco was injured, and we ended up losing that game for the national championship. So, bringing back bad memories. But we did meet Missouri that day, so...
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if Brady Cook is available there. They've got backup quarterback Drew Pine played horrible against Alabama. So
we'll see what happens.
I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. So they are coming off a bye week, and my question to you, Brett: can we beat the Missouri Tigers?
Yes. Considering
I love it.
Considering their track record,
I
yes.
love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Usually you ho-hum around and say, I'm not sure.
It's the SEC, Dad. What do you want me to do?
I'm hoping, if we're cooking, we can win.
It's SEC, Dad.
Yeah, it's true.
We talked about this.
Uh-huh. I mean,
every week is OU Texas. We've said
week
this.
Is crazy, so... Have you enjoyed the SEC, or are you just down because we keep losing?
I keep having heart attacks, man.
Mm-hmm.
Or, well, not heart attacks. Just I had a heart attack against Ole Miss, but,
Should have won that one.
I was mad about that. But anyway.
Should have won that one.
Anyway.
Could have won that one. So you want to go through some scores this week?
Sure, let's do it.
Ole Miss, the team that we coulda, shoulda, woulda beaten.
We barely lost to.
Beats Arkansas 63-31.
Oh, my God.
Poor
Arkansas.
Maybe our defense is a little better than I'm giving us credit for, right? I mean, they throw 63 up on Arkansas. They could, what was that game? 26-14, something like that? So, I mean, that was a blowout.
If we hadn't made those mistakes we made in the second half, which I missed some of that, but if we hadn't made those mistakes, I think we would have had a better chance of winning. I really do.
Yeah.
Would have been pretty awesome.
Third down, we could not convert third downs there in that game. That's what really killed us there. So, Vandy, go ahead.
Those pesky penalties.
We had penalties and just
pesky,
just a little bit of lack of execution there. We get a couple of those first downs and get some drives going and score a touchdown there and get some momentum. I've told you so many times what momentum does in a football game, right?
Yeah.
You get that momentum rolling, kind of like what happened in that game. Ole Miss got the momentum rolling, and then kind of everything
went
went
adjustments.
Wrong. They made adjustments.
Pesky adjustments. Dang it.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes. So, the surprise team of the SEC has to be the Vanderbilt Commodores. Is that right?
I guess so. I don't remember, actually.
They defeated the Auburn Tigers 17-7, and I'm so happy for Vandy to keep Auburn down in the cellar. We will not finish last in the SEC. We got Mississippi State down there, hasn't won a game, and we defeated Auburn. So we get the tiebreaker there. And then I don't know, Kentucky, I don't know, I think maybe they've only won one game. They've had some better games than we have. I mean, the Georgia game, obviously, much better, and they beat Ole Miss, right?
Yeah, they did.
I mean, I take that season over what we've done. But Vandy, 17-7, keeps the Auburn Tigers down there below us in the standings. Now, Georgia, Florida was, now, has Florida won a game? They may be below us also. So
they played Georgia tough.
Yeah, I thought they had something going on there, but Georgia does what Georgia does, and they went ahead and pulled out 34-20. Looks like Florida is improving though. They are improving. So. Then South Carolina, man. Let's see. A&M was undefeated in the SEC. Coming off a big victory the week before. And South Carolina rat-a-tat-tat-tatted that rear end 44 to 24. Is South Carolina for real? I mean, that defense is...
Yeah, that defense is vicious.
Boy.
Oh. we learned that.
Beamer has got that group playing well right now.
Yeah.
So, and then Tennessee, they were having some struggles versus Kentucky, but they ended up, Bobby Hill ended up pulling that one out 28-18.
SEC, it's just chaos. Yeah. I've accepted it at this point.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. And then, obviously, Alabama and Missouri played the week before, but they won 34-0 there against Missouri.
They got smoked.
Another big game this week. I guess the game of the week, Ohio State playing Penn State.
It was actually a pretty good game.
Yeah, it was. Penn State had a chance.
Penn State just blew it.
They just always blow it, don't
they? They just blew it.
Is it the Penn
State? I'm gonna put a
What's
clip.
That guy's name?
I'm gonna put a clip. Just
okay.
You know.
What's the coach's name? That's just the disgrace of Penn State.
Paterno.
No,
yeah.
The other one that was that got him in trouble. I can't remember.
Sandusky.
Oh boy. Ooh. Boy, that's dirty. Sandusky. His name is just mud there in in Penn Stateville. So, anyway, let's not speak about it.
Apparently, the coach was getting at it with a fan in the stands as well.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name? I can't remember.
I can't remember his name. I'm not a big fan of Penn State. I don't keep up with him.
But yeah, he was arguing with a fan.
Mm-hmm. They had a chance to tie it up there at the end. They were on the first and 3 on the first and goal at the 3.
And you run it up the middle 3 times, and then you have to throw it that 4th time. I am not an expert at football, Dad. You know this. Even I knew that. You don't run it up the middle 3 times.
Not against Ohio State.
No.
So
I mean, okay, look, I'll try and give you some leeway. It's not that long. You don't want to screw up and throw an interception in the end zone.
Maybe
I get
you break
that.
it to the outside. Maybe you do a trick play.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Something. You got to know that Penn
I mean, I understand the idea, but have some more creativity. You could have stayed in that game.
Yeah. You have to know Ohio State's going to be bogged down there in the middle, ready to stop you up the middle. So.
No, my favorite was kind of what happened with the OU Texas game, except it went the other team's way this time. Quarterback runs for Ohio State, runs pretty good touchdown, except it wasn't. Dude comes up, just smacks it right out of his hand, gets a touchback.
Oh, yeah. That was hilarious.
I couldn't help but laugh. I'm like, oh, it came out. He's like, and you were just like, it's a touchdown, Britton. I'm like, no. And then it went to the replays. I'm like, no, it came out. They're gonna call it back, and they did. So.
Yeah. Whenever that ball gets punched out and he runs through the end zone, the offense loses the ball and the defense gets it at the 20-yard line. So.
Though they also had a fumble. Should have been called a fumble. They didn't call it. It was an incomplete pass. Mm-hmm. I still call BS on that. That was a terrible call.
Yeah, you were calling that the whole way.
But you, Dad, you were like, they're going to call it incomplete, and they called it incomplete. It was just... He had the ball in his hands. Right. I call BS on that.
Anyway. He barely turned, and the guy popped it right out of there.
Yeah.
So,
anyway, I have seen that before, so I'm not going to pretend like that hasn't happened before, but I think it should have been a fumble.
I don't like the rule.
Yeah, I think it should have been a fumble.
I'm with you. I don't like the rule, but it is the rule. You have to take a couple of steps to kind of, what do they call it? Make a football move, So he was just barely turning, and the guy popped it right out of him, so...
Yeah, I mean, I guess my thought is, like, he had the ball in his hands. It was in control. So you can't use the old, oh, he didn't have control of the ball, so it doesn't count. No, he had it in his hands. He was about to run with it. But anyway,
keyword, about to run. He never ran.
That's true.
One or two steps. If he'd have ran 1 or 2 steps and then the guy popped it out, you're right. But he did not run. So, Oregon 38, Michigan 17. Is Oregon going to the... Big bowl?
Someone might beat them, but I don't know. They're looking pretty good this year.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good. And
Old Miner, as you like to call him.
Yeah.
Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel. Mm-hmm.
Man, really shows what...
High school for me.
Really shows you what happens when you have a good offensive line and stuff to work with.
Right,
Because there were people who were like, oh, man, we shouldn't have let Dylan go. And I'm like, guys... I don't even know if Dylan could have worked with this.
I think in the end, when all is said and done, we'll find that Jackson is a better overall quarterback prospect than Dylan Gabriel. But when you got a good team around you,
you really cook.
You cook.
Yeah.
He's got that little Hawaiian luau going down there at Oregon. So 38-17. Anyway, he wins the Heisman.
I have no idea. Maybe. I mean, I'm leaning towards Travis Hunter because that dude is a freak of nature.
He plays both ways for Colorado.
Yeah, that dude's a freak of nature. That man deserves a Heisman, but I don't know.
Typically, they give it to the quarterback on the best team in the country. I like Hunter though better.
Yeah.
Then the quarterback from Miami, I believe his last name is Ward. He has an opportunity too. Miami.
Speaking of that, Miami once again, they're begging. They're begging Duke to take that game. They've been doing this all season. I do not envy Miami fans. They're giving them fan base heart attacks every week.
Then they come out and blow them out 53-31. It's like it wasn't even close.
They got 2 pick sixes in a row, I think is what Mom said. I was like, Miami, you got to stop. This is turning into Lincoln Riley. You got Lincoln Riley over there?
So I'm listening to the radio, as I do after every OU game.
Yeah.
Working a bit, because I had some little problems there at work this last week. Mom comes in all hyped up. Big upset. Ohio State's been beaten. Well, I already saw they beat Penn State. So I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Ohio State's been beat. What do you mean? What's going on? What do you mean? Who is it? Texas Tech beat Ohio State. I go, no, they're not in the same league.
She's talking about Iowa State.
I said, you mean Iowa State? She goes, yeah, big upset. I go, nobody cares.
How did they even get in the top 10?
I don't know.
I mean, look, I got respect for Matt Campbell. Right. All right, that dude's he's another freak in nature.
Yeah.
I'm not one to get on that man's bad side.
Right.
But how the hell did they get to like number 9 team of the nation? I think they even got a playoff spot already.
They didn't have to play Oklahoma or Texas, so you don't have to play anybody tough, and then you win the Big 12, then you get an automatic spot. Now they've lost. Now that opens the door for
Big 12's also been chaotic this year. Speaking of that,
that opens the door for another big Big 12 juggernaut, BYU.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, they played us pretty tough last year. I'm not don't underestimate them.
Yeah, that was in the rain at their place, and we still won.
Yeah.
And Gabriel got hurt, and Jackson had to come in and win that game for us, if you recall.
Oh, yeah. I do remember that.
So, OSU lost again, so it's not all bad. And there's another surprise here. Houston, who we barely beat, beats Kansas State. How does this happen?
Wildcats.
Yeah.
What happened?
Purple people eaters. What's going on? The bane of our existence, right?
What is going on here? I guess they're
Houston.
I guess they don't have that like sweet juju they had when they would play us. I guess maybe Houston is there what they are to us. Who knows?
Okay, I'll go with it. 24-19 upset there. And then Louisville beats Clemson 33-21. Another, semi-upset, I guess. Clemson's not what they used to be, so they don't have...
I bet they're missing Brent Venables right now.
They're missing that, and they're missing... what do you call the guy?
Offensive coordinator?
Cato Kalin.
Oh, Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah. So
he looks like Cato, the guy who was like O.J. Simpson's roommate. And for those who don't know... I mean, who doesn't know about O.J. Simpson?
You don't have to
I was about to think, I'm like, who doesn't know about that?
Yeah. All right, so let's start with this week in SEC football.
Oh, boy.
So, Oklahoma, Missouri. It's got to be the big game of the week for us.
Well, yeah, it is for us.
And we're predicting pain for the Tigers. The next biggest game, in my opinion, is the Georgia Bulldogs versus your Ole Miss Rebels. Thoughts?
You know what? I'm going to do a bit of a chaotic pick. I'm going to pick Ole Miss.
Wow.
Yeah. You might think, why, Britton? Have you been dropped on your head and lost a couple brain cells?
Right.
No. But Georgia, not looking as ferocious as they have been these last couple years. I think Ole Miss could do it.
Yeah.
Ole Miss is I mean, they already lost Kentucky, so this is a pretty angry team who wants to, they want to punch some mouths. And slap some people around.
Yeah, and they coming off beating up on Arkansas, so they got to feel good about themselves. Georgia quarterback had 3 interceptions this past week in their win versus Florida. So I think I read something about it was the first time that a quarterback had 3 interceptions and still won. I don't know. Usually when you don't have a lot.
I mean, Georgia's still pretty good. I'm not acting like they're bad this year. It's just they're
they're
it's kind
not
of
world beaters.
It's kind of like when Nick Saban's teams would be doing like pretty good, but they're not like impressing anybody.
And
you're
not expecting it, right?
Yeah, and somehow they still get into the national championship somehow. I don't know, black magic, I tell you.
Yeah, another big game in the SEC. I mean, what game isn't a big game in the SEC? So South Carolina. Vanderbilt. How is this a big game?
I don't know.
And it is. Both teams are really red hot right now.
It should be a good one.
I want to watch the game, which I would, usually never want to watch that game. But
I'll take South Carolina, but we'll see.
But that defense.
Yeah, that defense is brutal.
Yeah. So I'm going to go South Carolina also. Tennessee, Mississippi State. It's got to be a
Tennessee.
blowout.
Tennessee.
Easy
Poor
win.
Levy.
Here's a good one. LSU Tigers versus Bama.
Ooh,
another major game.
A big rivalry.
Another major game.
One
right?
of the big SEC rivalries.
My goodness. I mean, every other game is a big game here in this conference.
Bunch of big games going on.
You got a favorite there? I think it might be in Alabama. I'm not sure.
Sure? I was thinking LSU.
I think the game might be at Alabama.
Oh, okay. Then maybe Alabama. But I don't know. LSU is they're looking tough.
Yeah,
we'll
they got beat last week, though.
Oh, yeah, that's true. They did get... I bet they're pretty mad.
Uh-huh. You still going LSU? I'd like to see it. Smack Bama back down. Say, hey, Saban's gone, brothers.
Saban and gone, my brothers.
The tradition is over. The dominance. The dynasty has ended, kids.
He coached us too. Even beat OU in the Sugar Bowl back in the day.
So
jerks.
You thinking LSU, huh?
Well, now that I'm thinking that, since they're in Alabama, I'll go with Alabama. You've changed my mind.
I'm not sure about that. I'll have to look that up. So
it's gonna be
the home team wins, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Unless LSU, I'm sure it'll be a good game.
Yeah.
It better be on paper. It should be a good game.
And then the easiest schedule in the SEC, the Texas Longhorns against the Florida Gators.
Texas is just gonna, as they like to say, they're gonna boat race Florida. Unless Florida pulls out some crazy fire like they did last week. So we'll see. We'll see.
I don't think they got it. Now, BYU, just spoke about BYU. They're playing what was considered probably the top team in the Big 12 before the season started, Utah Utes. BYU with the pressure of, oh my gosh, are we going to go to the college football playoff? You think they got it?
I don't know.
Everybody's been
I hate to hem and haw again. Utah's kind of on a down year right now.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on there, but I'll go with BYU because they have a pretty good team. But we'll see. We'll see.
Miami, Georgia Tech. No reason to think Miami's not going to keep up their little charade here, right?
They shouldn't, but they've been doing it for the past month. They've been doing it this whole season. See, I don't know.
Georgia Tech beat Florida State the first game of the year, but that's kind of...
Florida State's pitiful. I wouldn't say that's...
The shine's kind of fallen off that win as the season's gone on.
I thought we were doing bad. At least we got a winning season, Dad.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That Florida State coach is got to be updating that resume, right?
Yeah. Bobby Bowden's just rolling right now.
He's upset.
Is he still alive?
No. He's been dead for years.
Oh, okay.
I think his son's still alive. Maybe, I don't know. I think Terry Bowden's still alive. Colorado coming out, I think they might be 6-2. They got Texas Tech this week. Texas Tech just comes off the big win at Iowa State. Mm-hmm. Can they get some momentum and beat Colorado? Or you think Prime's got this one?
On paper, I would say that I'm going with Colorado because Colorado has a pretty good team.
Okay.
Now I don't know if they're gonna go into the playoffs or anything, or I don't even know if they're gonna go into the Big 12 to be honest. But they are bowl eligible, so improvement from last year.
Yeah, definitely.
Prime seems to have a good thing going over there.
He's doing good.
I think he was just unlucky last year, and also just first year.
Now let's say Venables doesn't work out. Would you take Prime as the coach for Oklahoma?
Oh man,
does he fit our culture?
No, he seems kind of... I hate to say this because I don't like Urban Meyer, but he seems like that kind of Urban Meyer. He just attracts too much attention to himself.
Right. Yeah. And, a little too flashy for
Oklahoma. Yeah. Well, then again, we did have Barry Switzer.
Yeah,
so
he was flashy, definitely.
I don't know.
Would you like it if he came here?
It would be fun.
Yeah, it would be fun. Definitely.
But, it would be entertaining. But, I don't know. It'd be I don't know. Mm-hmm.
Oregon Ducks against Maryland Terrapins. Any upset alert there at all?
I'm going with... is Maryland... I haven't watched Maryland.
I haven't seen them.
I'll take Oregon.
They got colorful uniforms, or their helmets are colorful, I think. I don't know. That's all I know about them. And then Notre Dame versus Florida State should be a big game. Florida State's got one win this year, so we're going with the Fighting Irish.
Yeah, Fighting Irish is my
The SEC alone. It's going to be a great weekend of football.
Oh, yeah.
Just the SEC alone,
Oh, yeah.
right? So,
oh, yeah. I'm looking
forward to that.
I'm getting excited, you know, you're telling me.
We got a night game. We got these other big games in the SEC.
Woo!
So, looking forward to SEC football.
It's going to be a big week.
Need to get on the heart medicine for next year. Didn't realize how this was going to go. So, all right, the NFL. Your Cowboys. What in the world? The Falcons, 27. Cowboys, 21. Dak and CD are injured in the game.
Oh, we're screwed if that's the case.
Dak pulls a hamstring. CD has a bad shoulder. I mean, it is a total washout season for the Cowboys.
It's a collapse.
It's a total collapse for the Cowboys.
No. We lost CD too.
I don't know if he's gone for the year or anything, but he's definitely...
He's going to miss a couple games.
Good. He was not feeling good. That shoulder.
Oh, man. CD's like... Look, I make fun of Dak. Everyone makes fun of Dak. I get it. He is overrated. Good quarterback, though. But he is stability. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
$51 million, we could have had 2 quarterbacks.
I know.
That's per year.
I know.
Why weren't you a quarterback, son?
I can't. I have a hard time spiraling the ball.
Yeah, that's true. I could have had a beach house. What?
You know, been like, here you go, Dad.
Maybe you can be like Stephen King and write me a big book, right? So, all right, let's move on. Jets 21, Texas 13. Rodgers acted like they won the Super Bowl after this deal. It's the Texans.
Any given Sunday, man.
Yeah.
Texans are supposed to be good.
Yeah, they're not as good as they were last year.
Though I talked with my friend Josh, who's the big Lions fan I always tell you about. He's like, well, they are injured. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, injuries. And
I'm like, yeah.
Injuries
look at us. We're screwed because of injuries. So I mean, it can be a killer. Mm-hmm. But that was a crazy game though. Dude dropped the ball outside pulled the old, what's the guy's name? Deshaun Jackson. He's the one who's always punked on because he did that.
Drops the ball before he runs into the end zone.
So it's a fun.
When are these guys going to stop this? Run to the back of the end zone, spike it. You don't have to drop it before you drop it.
Heat of the moment is, I've done that too. I've done some dumb things in the heat of the moment where I'm like, oh yes, I've done it, and then I'm like, nope, never mind. Mm-hmm. Like I remember playing baseball and I thought I got a home run and I threw the ball back and I got out. So it's just you know, don't get careless.
You gotta play to the whistle, as they say. Another one that falls into the category of the reason I don't bet on football. Carolina Panthers 23, Saints 22. Where does that one come from? Panthers, horrible.
Panthers are just pitiful. What is going on?
Beat the Saints.
What is going on, Saints?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, Saints are like below average. You don't lose to the Panthers.
Right. I wonder if that was I don't know if Rattler's still playing or...
I think Carr's back.
Is Carr back? Huh. That's really strange that they lost that game, but that was a big upset. Pulled the upset. Really surprising team. Commies, 27. Giants, 22. Not a big surprise that they beat the Giants, but Commies are
good.
They have a winning record this year. What's up with that?
I guess getting rid of Dan Snyder really did a wonder for him. I don't know.
Yeah. Bills 30, Dolphins 27.
Also, Dan Quinn's the coach over there, so
That's
that probably
true.
helped.
Oh yeah, he came from the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Missing him right now.
Maybe that's why the Cowboys aren't doing so hot this year.
Yeah.
So it was all Dan.
Anyway,
Quinn.
you were saying Bills.
Bills 30, Dolphins 27. Tua back playing. What's wrong with this guy?
I don't know.
He loves football more than life? Is that what it is?
I guess so. And what's going on with the Bills? I mean, Bills are always like, you think they're going to do something, and then they don't.
They're world beaters, and then all of a sudden, they're having close games against the Dolphins here.
And the Dolphins are like collapsing right now. Mm-hmm. Like when they don't have Tua, they are pitiful. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. I guess it just speaks to how important Tua is to the Dolphins.
That's
I mean,
true.
If they don't have Tua, they look pitiful out there. I sometimes am like, quarterbacks. Why do people put so much on quarterbacks?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I could just shut my mouth now. I see
that's
why.
they
Sometimes
get all the money. That's why they get all the money,
they're the
right?
leaders.
Yeah.
That's what that's what you told me.
They're
Anyway.
the ones that distribute everything. It goes through the quarterback.
They're the
all
leaders.
cases. That's right. Cardinals. Kyler Murray, 29. Bears, 9. Caleb Williams.
Beat
not
the
so
Bears?
high. Yeah.
Bears are okay.
I think the Cardinals are in first place above San Francisco.
What?
Yeah. In their little, conference division.
Oh my
in their
God.
division,
That is insane.
Eagles 28, Jaguars 23. I thought the Jaguars were going to come up and pull that one off. So thought they might have an upset.
Eagles are just... Look, I'm a Cowboys fan. Mm-hmm. We hate the Eagles.
Right.
That's kind of our thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we hate the Eagles and the commies. They used to be the Redskins, but they're the commies now.
Mm-hmm.
And the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
But objectively speaking, they have a good team.
Right.
They should not be playing this sloppily. What are you doing, Eagles?
Yeah.
There's one thing I don't like. It's ineptitude.
Right. And they had those bright green uniforms on. Where did that come from?
Though,
Maybe they're having those
Saquon's over there, and he's baking.
Oh, did you see his play?
Oh, yeah, that juke. That was nuts.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm like,
that was amazing.
I bet the Giants fans are just pissed right now.
Mm-hmm. And then your buddies, Lions team 24, Packers 14. Lions look like they're surging right now. I think they're playoff bound.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm very impressed with the Lions. Kind of rooting for them, actually, believe it or not.
Then that game last night, I'm like Nostradamus sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like Nostradamus.
It's kind of funny. We were talking just last week about that epic game that Mahomes and Baker played in college, and I'm like, wouldn't that be funny if that happened again? Well, it wasn't that high scoring, but it happened again. There was
epic.
There was a big battle.
So the Bucks score with about 30 seconds left. I turned to Mom. This is before you came in, possibly.
Yeah.
I said, they have to go for 2 right here. She's like, why? There's no reason to go for 2. Why would you do this? I go, well, they're on the road. They're at the Chiefs. They can win it right here. It's only 30 seconds left. They get 2 points. They can win the game. She goes, well, what happens if they don't get the 2 points? Well, they're going to lose the game, but they're going to lose the game anyway if they go into overtime. Well, that's about the time you come walking in. Mom says, sit down. This is a great game, right? So you sit down, watch the game with us. The Bucks hold them there in the with the 30 seconds, right? And
almost picked it off, too.
Almost picked it off a couple times.
I was going to say, almost picked it off twice.
Yeah. And so, before they flip the coin, what do I say?
They're going to win. Or you're going to say whoever wins is going to win the game.
And then Baker was calling the flip, and who did I say was going to win the coin flip?
Chiefs.
Right? What happened?
Chiefs won.
Okay. And then what happened?
I guess they decide. I guess Bucks decided to just lay down and open up their. Well, I won't say that. And just let the Chiefs score on them. I was just like, that's kind of pitiful. What?
Nostradamus.
And I'm like, dang it, Dad! What? You had to be right there. And he's like, look, I take no pleasure in this.
I always root for Baker, but I just knew. When they didn't go for 2 and go for the jugular, they were going to lose that game.
And then I saw a bunch of people complaining on Twitter about, can't you give both teams the chance at the ball?
I don't love the rule. I mean, both teams. I mean, I don't know. You can't play forever, so we're going to give the ball to them. What if they ran the whole time out?
Oh my God!
Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I don't love the rule, but I don't know. I changed my mind back and forth. You can't run the college rule in the NFL.
Yeah, just drag out.
Yeah, just drag out and drag out. So, but Bucks played a great game. Baker played a great game. So, I don't know where they are in the standings. They may have a losing record by now, but maybe
the Bucks?
Yeah, I don't know. They might be 500 right now, but.
I thought they were pretty good.
Yeah, they're decent. And
Baker's
playing good.
I mean, they shredded the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs are they kind of lucked out there.
Yeah.
They probably should have lost that game.
I love the way Baker went down, drove him down to tie it up, and they were looking. It was Mahomes and Baker out there flipping the coin. I was like, look at this. This is like old times right here. But
I bet that's what they were thinking. I bet they're like, oh my gosh, they were talking about that OU Texas Tech game all week.
Yeah.
Look at us now.
And it goes to show you, back in the day when OU was, playing Texas Tech and Mahomes was, for Texas Tech, OU had the better players and we won. He never beat us, right?
Yeah.
But Mahomes has the better players now.
Yeah, that's
right?
true. Yeah.
And we had our top two receivers out for the Bucks.
Mike Evans.
Yeah, Evans down. Gilbert,
Really sucks. You know me, I'm a big Mike Evans guy. Even though I'm still a little salty that he beat us in the Cotton Bowl a long time ago.
Yeah, definitely. So, this week in the NFL, Thursday night game, Ravens, Bengals. Bengals have just not been
I feel
cooking.
bad for the Bengals. Not cooking.
Bengals not cooking. And they lost Mixon, they lost Pirine, so I don't have any reason to root for them.
I would say on paper, the Ravens should win. And I'm pulling for the Ravens, but they also, like Missouri, they really like to play down to their competition when they have the chance. So we'll see what happens.
Yep.
I'm going for the Ravens, though.
All right, I'm rooting for the Ravens. Also, they got Mark Andrews.
Oh, okay.
All tight end.
Yeah.
I always go for the OU teams. Bucks versus the 49ers. 49ers, they're not. 49ers got a lot of injuries going as well.
You know what?
McCaffrey, I don't even know what's wrong with McCaffrey. He hadn't played all year.
Oh, you know what? I'll take the Bucks,
Cool.
actually.
I like it. I'm with the Bucks. Chiefs versus the Broncos. I thought that Bronco defense was really top notch, and then they get 41 pasted on them last week. So
I'm taking the Chiefs on that one.
Going with the Chiefs on that one. Of course, the way the NFL works,
That's true.
Could be the game where we get an upset. Never know. Commies versus the Steelers. Commies are pretty good.
Yeah, I'm taking the Commies on that one.
With the
Steelers look just... Well, I won't say they look broken just yet, but they really are inconsistent.
Steelers always look like they're about dead, and then they come through and get in the playoffs somehow. So.
Yeah.
You going Commies?
I'm going Commies.
Okay. Kyler and the Cards versus Old Man Rogers. Go Kyler. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'll take the Cardinals.
Take the Cardinals?
Jets are just... Well, I would say they're a laughing stock, but they beat the Texans last week, so... The BS is real.
And then we were just speaking about this big NFC matchup, old time matchup, Cowboys Eagles.
Oh jeez, that's gonna be a who wants to lose more game. I'll take the Cowboys though. I can't go against Mike. I can't go against.
All right, let's
Cowboys.
go with the Cowboys. All right,
take that Eagles.
All right, Jalen, big game. This is another big game against the Cowboys. Forget what I said.
In theory, it should be, but...
Sunday night game, Lions versus the Texans.
Taking Lions.
Yeah, Lions blowout. And then Monday night, Dolphins versus the Rams. It's not a very significant game, but, kind of a couple of good teams.
I haven't really watched them play, actually.
Yeah.
The Rams, anyway.
Right.
I'll go with the Dolphins. Why not? I don't know.
The Dolphins. We're getting ready to go back to Miami, right? Or back to Florida.
Florida, yeah.
Yeah.
So. You asked me earlier today, what am I looking most forward to? I said the beach. But I'm also looking forward to that Margaritaville.
Thought you might say
burgers.
that's why I asked that. I thought that's what you might say. Yeah. Margaritaville's pretty good lunch there, right?
Yeah.
The only problem is it costs $90.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen. So, you looking forward to this weekend in football?
As much as I'll ever be. Go Sooners.
Gotta have it.
Beat those Missouri Tigers. They are beatable. Let's do it. Boomer Sooner for life, baby.
Yeah. Big SEC week. Should be a lot of fun, right?
Yeah, should be.
All right. Let's make it happen.
I think that's it, though.
All right. Boomer.
Sooner.
All right.
Yeah. I think that is it. But this has been yet another episode of Days of Us Sooners. Boomer Sooner, baby. Until next time.
Gotta get it.